That's disgusting. Treating each other like we're cattle for sale. Open your mouth, show me your teeth. What does that remind you of? Hello? Gosh, come on now. Join the ride. Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Rosalie, aka Rose. Welcome to Rose Talks, brand new YouTube channel where we go all around the world exploring videos, reacting, reviewing, where entertainment meets education, learning and gaining wisdom from all these videos and that content that's out on this globe. Lots to learn. I want to check out a snippet of an interview today with Steve Harvey. As always, make sure to subscribe, be part of this channel as we grow. Here we go.
Here's a question. When do you think it's appropriate to start splitting the bill on dates?
I am more than happy to go Dutch. I believe in equality for all, so I like the yin and the yang of a guy paying sometimes, I'll pay sometimes. It kind of sets the tone for a relationship, and you know, I got your back, you got my back. Having said that, if it is the first date, he better offer to pay or there will not be a second date.
I will say,
Yes, no? Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree? Disagree?
I love it as a gesture. I think it's really sweet and I appreciate it. But a lot of times I feel like, no, I want to go Dutch on the first date because we're both feeling each other out and I don't want someone to assume something. So I like going Dutch on the first date.
Well, I mean, I feel like it just depends on the delivery, right?
Yes.
Like if the check comes and he looks over at me like,
Yeah.
then sir, you need to go ahead and put down on this and I'm gonna go. Never to be seen again. But I think that needs to be discussed early on, right? Like how much of a date is this? Are you interested in courting me for real? Or did you ask me out or did I ask you out? Or was this like a setup by friends? I feel like those things need to be discussed early on. Communication will eliminate any room for error in that situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Which lady do you agree with most? Lady number A, B, or C? Which of them? Now, it's interesting they say going Dutch. That is a phrase or a slogan, I guess, that talks about going out on a date and deals with the question of who's going to pay. Supposedly, the phrase actually started as a slight against Dutch people a long time ago. Back in the 1600s, the English people thought the Dutch were too stingy and capitalistic for their own good. So stingy, in fact, that they made women pay for their own dinners on dates. And so I guess over the course of time, this phrase has stuck, and now going Dutch on a date is still seen as meaning it means that you pay for your own food, and now by some it's seen as a sign of respect and equality, though obviously there's going to be those people who still hold to the traditional values that the man should pay. So let's see where we go. But which of these ladies, A, B, or C, first, second, or third, would you most agree with? Or option D, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below.
Have we done this poor of a job with our young men?
Yeah.
Have we not taught our younger men what this is really supposed to be about? I'm sorry, the way it is supposed to work, and I can appreciate everything you all are saying because you're women, so quite naturally, you set the tone for how you are. But let me say this to men.
Okay, hold on. Even that statement is a little confusing. I can appreciate what you say because you're women and you set the tone. You set the tone for what you are. Sure, as women, they get to express what they, as the woman on this date, would prefer. But why is it just the woman that sets the tone? I don't know. We'll see where he goes with this.
It's the proper thing to do. It's the right thing to do. And it's the way it should be done. You got a lot of nerve.
Okay, so he's Mr. Steve Harvey over here is definitely more old school, right? The gentleman. And I will say I do appreciate a gentleman, someone who knows how to open the doors and treat a woman with dignity and respect. It's very nice when a man offers to pay. But let's see where he goes with this. This video was actually titled The Most Blue Pill on Earth by Pearl Daily, the YouTube channel Pearl Daily. So I wonder why they're referring to him as the blue pill. If the red pill is implying men that are just recycling through women and are anti-feminist and taking back manhood, blue pill to me would imply the opposite, right?
You know, dudes kill me because we got a lot of nerve thinking this thing is 50-50. Because I got news for you, it ain't. They happen to have a skill set that you'll never...
Okay, wait a minute. It's not? I thought that's exactly what women wanted all this time. That's the double standard here. Why is it not 50-50? If I as a woman want to be treated equally, and women are out here talking about equality and equality on the pay, and we should get the same pay and we should have equal rights, how is it suddenly not 50-50? This type of mindset, to me, would explain why there are groups emerging, which naturally they always do. We always like to balance out extremes. Why groups are emerging to swing to the other extreme of now saying, heck no, we're done with being told it's not 50-50. And it's swung so far to the extreme now that it's, I don't know, 70-30, 80-20, 80 for the women, 20 for the men. Like, no wonder if this is the mindset that we've moved towards, where women are going, oh, excuse me, we run the world. I've been guilty of having a little bit of that attitude, and a lot of times that came from a place of hurt. We swing to that extreme, though. It's no wonder movements like the red pill come about, where men are going, I don't think so.
Possess. They can produce another human life.
Okay.
That's nothing you can.
Yeah, we can, but hold up. We have skill sets men don't, okay? But men have certain advantages too. Generally speaking, most men are stronger, physically stronger than women. Most. I mean, there's, exceptions. But genuinely speaking, if we had competition, sports, warfare between men and women, especially nowadays, men would have the physical advantage. That same goes for war. We speak of equality, and I believe in equality. But if there were a draft for a war, I wouldn't want the women to be called. I want to be at home taking care of my children, protecting my home. And if the men got drafted, I wonder how many women would be okay with equality then, being drafted by force just as equally. Do they want to have the right to go and join the military forces? Sure, and I'm okay with that. I think that that's fair. I should want to have the right to pursue a job in the military if I wanted to, as a woman. But if there was a draft, I wonder how many women would still say, oh, we want equal drafting. We want to be pulled as equally strong. That would be an issue real quick, because who's going to take care of the children?
Dude can come close to that. I'm ashamed of men who don't understand that.
In addition to that.
See, but this mindset, yes, I see how that's empowering for some women, especially if women feel small. But here's the thing. We need to stop feeding insecurities in order to heal them. You will not heal an insecurity by feeding it. You know what happens when you feed the monster? It gets bigger. When a woman is insecure, and there are a lot of us who are hurting, who maybe feel insecure after giving birth. That's why Meghan Trainor's song, Made You Look, is so empowering. Just watching an interview of her talking about that and that journey of loving her body, loving herself, and her husband making her feel so special. And she talks about that journey of her husband making her feel so wonderful, that he likes her most when she's not wearing all these fancy things. I could put my Gucci on. I could wear my Louis Vuitton, but even with nothing on, I made you look, I made you look. When they have given birth and their bodies are changing and they're getting older, and media and commercials make them feel like, oh, you need to look this way, and you got to be a Kim Kardashian to be the most attractive, and you got to look this way and be like this and achieve this and act like this. There's a lot of pressure on women. And that naturally, understandably, will create certain insecurities. Am I enough? Am I attractive? Am I of value? Existential fears. I've said it in another video. It taps into our existential fears of wanting to matter and be loved and have value in this life we've been given that just runs through our fingers like sand. But in those insecurities, the answer is not to feed them. The answer is not to go, you know what, I'm going to put men down and tell men they can never measure up to what a woman can do, since we can create human beings. What does that mean? For one, what does that mean for a woman that cannot conceive or cannot give birth, or who has had miscarriages in stillbirth? What does that message tell her? Is she less of a woman because she couldn't, or she chose to adopt or foster, or chose not to have any children? Does that make her less valuable? And secondly, why do we need to put men down and make them feel like they're secondary to empower ourselves? We're looking for reassurance in the wrong way. We're looking to alleviate our insecurities by feeding them. Right? If I am insecure, sure, it helps me if my husband says something kind and reassuring every so often. But if I need that fix from him every time that fears arise in me, I'm just feeding the addiction. I'm just looking for more and more assurance. And every time fear comes in, I need you to tell me we're still good. I need you to tell me that I'm still pretty. At some point, he is not doing me a favor. He's not doing me a service. He's enabling my addiction for affirmation. And instead, I need to do the hard work to heal and grow. Does that mean I don't appreciate compliments and I don't need some affirmation from him sometimes? Of course, we all do from one another. But I have to do the hard work to deal with where this is coming from on the inside. And we live in a society now where, especially in the West, with TikTok and YouTube and social media, you would think that people are just looking outside. Let's just change our bodies. Let's change what we look like. Do all this externally. And you have to talk to me this way. And you have to call me this. And it's all just outside. And I'm wondering, where is that hard work inside being done to deal with the turmoil? And it is turmoil. My heart goes out for the people who are experiencing these struggles where they wake up and they hate the body they were born into. And they struggle so much that they're willing to go through all that hassle. But the problem still is, it's all outside. Where is the work? I'm not seeing a whole lot of videos on that hard work to do the internal work. Getting a bunch of viewers to affirm me that I'm beautiful and awesome with whatever path I'm choosing is still external. I'm still looking to the outside to tell me that I'm amazing. And people will call that self-development. People will go, oh, I'm doing the work. I'm learning to love myself. No, you're not. Millions of people following you are making you feel good, and it's literally releasing chemicals in your brain that make you feel good. And now you have to keep posting, and now you have to keep getting those likes and those views because it feeds the addiction. Scientifically proven. These things, social media is like an addiction. It releases it releases the same chemicals, gives us a fix. Now we feel affirmed, and it's all external, and we're not doing the hard work from the inside out. So to put men down, to lift women up, is not the right way to deal with our insecurities and not the right way to make us women feel as valuable as we are.
Part of the conversation, it needs to be made clear to men that women don't owe you when you take us to dinner.
Yes.
Just because you buy me dinner, just because you paid the valet, doesn't mean I need to go home with you.
Absolutely.
So that in that same conversation, that still needs to be said.
And I think, yeah, that's true. Of course, a woman shouldn't feel like she has to go spread her legs if he paid for dinner. But in the same sense, how dare we say the man owes us dinner, his hard-earned money. Let him know that all this work he does to come up with money to then make us feel good about ourselves, that's a given. You owe us that. But we don't owe you nothing. Now, I'm not saying women should. I'm not saying women do. No. But where is this double standard coming from? You owe me, I don't owe you. What?
That's why so many...
This mindset is what causes these opposite extremes to then swing out. Where men are like, I'm done with this. And we have red pill movements of men now going, I'm just going to recycle chicks, use them, forget marriage, forget all this feminist crap. It's neither extreme is healthy. There's got to be a balance. Initially, lady number 3, she had a healthy approach in the sense that she was talking about communicating. What is this, right? Are we going out as friends? Is this an actual date, right? Communication is key. And I think there's nothing wrong with doing that from the get-go. The clearer you communicate from the get-go, the less room there is for games. And games is where things go south. Even the other two ladies actually seem to have a balanced approach. That, what they called the Dutch, going Dutch, both paying and sharing. That to me seemed more balanced than what Mr. Steve over here is presenting.
Women still want to pay because you don't want to be bought.
Because you don't want the perception of the obligation.
Exactly.
Because nowadays,
I am not for sale.
Correct.
Yeah, because nowadays a lot of times in this situation, the women might be making more money.
And that's true. I do agree with that. There's a certain pressure on if the man is coming into this thinking this is what's going to happen later tonight if he pays. Many women are going to want to go ahead and pay as to not create that. But that too, then we're with the wrong dude. Then we're on the date. If we know that and we're getting that vibe, then we're probably on the date with the wrong guy. If this is that game that's happening here and we already have to like cover our backs and set things up. If that's already what we're going into with this, then I think we're already either from the male or female side setting things up for things to go south.
He need to play in the playground he qualified to play. No, see, that's what you do. No. This is a real teaching moment for me. You were born to be a provider.
Okay, see? This is why they called this the most blue-pilled man on earth. So the man needs to play in the playground he's in, right? If you are not rich, don't, take out a woman that has a lot of money and, go to a fancy restaurant if you can't afford to. Then play around in the playground you can handle, meaning according to your income level, I suppose. That's what I'm gathering. What would women do if we said the same thing, vice versa? If we said you only get to hang out with the type of guys that are in your beauty playground. As if you're on a scale from 1 to 10, whichever range you are, that's the field. So if you're a 5, don't even think about demanding, hoping, wishing that a man of a 10 would take you out. Ugly girls don't go on dates with rich guys. How would we feel about that? Tell me, how do women feel about even the fact that you can go online and you can get people to rate you? Do you like that? Do you think that's cool? Because they will do it in the West and on social media. That's disgusting. Treating each other like we're cattle for sale. Open your mouth, show me your teeth. What does that remind you of? Hello? Gosh, come on now. But if we would absolutely hate that and we have an issue with that, being treated like we can be for sale and on a scale, but we're going to tell a man, hang out on the playground you're qualified for? Sheesh, some of that double standard. We've got to be careful what we say. I can't. Yeah, of course these people are going to clap. What are they going to do? Camera's not going to be on any faces that are like, say what? We've got to think for ourselves, people. There's too much crap on the internet.
You were born to put a woman on a pedestal and treat her like a queen. That's your job as a man. Now, if you don't want the job, go do something else.
Okay, slow down. Yes, naturally, by the way, men want to be able to provide and fight. Many men do. But if the man was born to provide, and by the way, date is not providing. That's a treat. That's not a right. That's a privilege. Now, do I want to be with someone who honors me? Did I want my husband to go on a date? Absolutely, yeah. But you know what? I also showed him that I have wife qualities. And I'm not sitting here going, oh, you better. Where is this equality bullcrap gone, right? We were all about equality. I don't think equality is bullcrap, actually. But where did all that go? All the talk about equality now doesn't matter anymore? It's ridiculous. It's like, yeah, men were born to provide. They want to. But why can't we then not tell women, you were born to take care of children and submit and help and take care of the home? Suddenly, we're like, oh, no, you don't tell me.
It's an honor to take a woman out.
Hey.
That is true. Stop.
This pissed me off right here. I get sick. Matter of fact, ladies,
Yes, it's an honor to take a woman out. And a good man will know that. And a good man will gladly do so because he wants to get to know you and he wants to be honorable and he wants to provide and he wants to lead and show you, I got this. I've got the money. I can take care of you, because many men know that women find that attractive. But to demand it and then to say we cannot do the opposite for women, that's what's not fair. It's absolutely awesome when a strong, attractive man who has his own, his head on his shoulders and has a home and has his vehicle and has his crap together says to a woman, I'd like to take you out. Absolutely attractive. Women want that and men know that. And a good man will do that. But for a woman to go, oh, you better, and then you better not ask for anything in return, and then we wreak havoc and lose our minds when a man says, I want a woman that can submit. You don't get both, sweetie. If you want a man that is, as I just described, chances are he's going to also want a woman that knows how to cook and knows how to make her own income and living, or knows how to take care of the kids and knows how to be kind and sweet. You can't have both. We can't be over here acting all masculine like we run the world and you better not, and I'm not going to do this and you better not this. Make men feel small about themselves and then demand that they're leaders. How is someone going to lead if they were diminished to nothing? If men are told they are less in society, how are they going to lead society? Because we sure as heck want to. Like I said, if time for draft comes or war, we women, most of us women don't want to have to be called by force. We want it to be a choice. And that's the hypocrisy. We say for us it should be a choice and for men it's an obligation. That's not going to work. It has to be both ways if it's truly equality. And a good man, again, will naturally want to do that. And a good woman, I think, a healthy, balanced woman will also understand those dynamics.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Look at all these men. I've been looking at this man right here with the lady next to the lady in the teal. Is that your husband? This dude been getting it. He been going, yeah, the whole time. That dude up there with the lady with the sash on.
And it's true. Some women are getting played, okay? Some women are getting played by guys who are knuckleheads who want the chick to pay or want her to spread legs if he pays. But if it's that type of guy, a quality woman does not need to go out with that. And when we do, it's probably because we're operating from a place of insecurities. We don't know our worth. We're looking for love in the wrong places. Or we feel like we're damaged goods and now we have to go settle for less. A good woman that is whole and healed within herself will be able to pick on a guy that's just paying to get some or acting a fool. But that goes both ways too. A good man will also recognize when a woman is grateful and humble about the fact that he paid and took her out. Or if she's some woman that goes, oh, you owe me and you lucky that you got to take me out. That should go both ways. Ideally, because we're all just people, there should be a mutual respect and appreciation, a mutual submission, a mutual understanding for I gladly pay for you. Thank you so much. Grateful. What can I do for you? I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about just mutual giving, mutual kindness. What else do we say about this? I think that's already enough. What else is there to say? What are you thinking? Let me know. What are your thoughts? I just want us to talk, have conversations. What can we learn from this? Practical takeaways. Let's go. Subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Till then.